Hi, welcome back to the third in our series of art tutorials for the Summer Stars reading program. My name is Wayne O'Connor and I'm here today to guide you through the drawing. I'm going to be drawing this digitally so you guys can follow along, but you'll just need a pencil, a paper and an eraser. So grab those things now, and without further ado, we'll get started. Okay, so we're going to start lightly by drawing a circle. It's going to be the head, and then two little lines for the neck. And then the next thing we're going to do is the shoulder. So we just do a little curved line like that. Now the body. Imagine you're drawing the letter V. So we just do like a letter V. Now that's a little too short, so I'm going to redraw that and make the V go a little bit further down. So then about halfway down there I make a little mark. And then halfway between that mark on the bottom, I'm going to draw a line going across. And then I'm going to do another V from the end of the line and where the line meets there in the middle. And then we just connect it. And then a line down here and a line down here. So you can kind of see that what we're doing is we're drawing a character who's going to be sitting on something, and she is basically going to be sitting on a branch. So we're going to rub out the V, and now we've done the thing very lightly, so now we're going to start trying to draw the details. So we're going to begin drawing a bit heavier. So we do the eyes, and then we do the nose, and that's going to be like an L shape. So you just draw a straight line down a little bit, just like drawing a little L. And then we're going to give her a little smile. And after that, we're going to work on the jaw line. So the character we're drawing today is a Faerie. So we're going to give her kind of a wisp of hair down here now in a second. And we're just going to have the hair kind of run down over her shoulder. You can draw this any sort of shape you want. It's hair. I'm just going to have it come down to a point here. And then draw her pointed ear. That's way too big. So I'm going to go back and draw that a lot smaller. The ear from the top to the bottom kind of lines up with the eyes and the tip of the nose. So that's kind of a good guide to go by. And with hair, you can make it any sort of a shape. I want it to be kind of just straight hair that kind of hangs down. And with hair, you're actually better off keeping it simple. Rather than working on every individual hair, you're better off just looking at it as a kind of a shape. So I'm imagining the shape here. And I do another little ear on the other side. And then we'll do the neck. And then we'll move to the body. So this is going to be a Faerie. So now we're going to start doing the shoulder. So we just draw over our guidelines to the top of our V, and then we draw down along the line of our V shape down to that line that we had kind of cutting across. And then we have the lines of the arms. Do a little curve for where she's sitting. And then a line along the top, and then from there down to the bottom of the V, and that's basically the legs. So you can see they're kind of come together. Little line that comes out. Just use the V as your guideline here. And now the foot. The foot is kind of like a curve, and then there's a V shape as well. So it curves out and down and back up, and joins up with our. You can see the leg is kind of come together. And we put another little foot behind it. So she's going to be wearing kind of something that's made, patched together, a dress. So I'm going to do lots of like segments that have been sewed together. So there's just lines with some stitches going through them. And if you were colouring this, you could make them all different colours, different greens or whatever. You could even add some leaves or something like that. Now with the fingers. The fingers are kind of like that sort of a shape. I don't know what it is. Kind of like those small sausages. But I want you to imagine that you're just slightly at an angle. So you draw them at a slight angle, overlapping each other maybe a little bit, and a little round circle for the thumb. And you can see, and you draw them on the curve of your what's going to be a branch. So you draw them, so that's where her hand is resting. And now I'm drawing the branch. So I do another little line on the bottom. And the branch comes over here, and there's a bit breaking off this way. And I'm going to add a bit of texture here. And then on the bottom it comes down. And obviously this is a tree. You can make it any sort of shape you want, and it kind of narrows towards the end. And you put in more little branches. And we can add in some sort of lines along the bottom. And if you curve them just slightly, see the way they're just slightly curved, it just gives the impression that the branch is kind of curving. I'm going to put a little knot of wood up here. And we're curving a few more lines here. Just a bit of detail onto the branch. You could put a nest here. It's up to you. So now, let's have a look. We'll put a bit more down here on this side. And we begin drawing the leaves. And just doing a cluster of leaves. Very simple kind of little squiggles. You can do different kind of shapes of leaves. There we go. A few more kind of squiggles. You can see it works. You could, yeah, draw a few little individual leaves, or again, just the kind of general shape of a bunch of leaves at the end of the branch. You could even draw a nest here if you want, and have some birds maybe perched. So I'm just doing a bit more detail on her now. I'm getting to the details on her now. So I'm adding little lines here and there just to kind of give a hint of shadow and texture. So we're going to start doing the wings now. So we draw a straight line up and a curved line all the way back. And then a curved line out and a straight line come back. And do the same on the other side. So straight line up and curves back into the middle. It's a bit too close to the knee, so I'm going to redraw that. So curves down and then a straight line. And now we put some decoration on the wings. So I'm going to add kind of little circles, little patterns. And if you color this in, obviously you can do all them different colors. You could maybe look at photos of butterflies, obviously, and see the kind of different designs that are on their wings. I'm giving her little flowers in her hair. So it's kind of just a kind of a squiggle of the petals, and then you add a circle, and that would be the flower. A bit more detail on the hair. Adding in a bit of shadow and dark kind of spots where the light isn't going, so it's there. I'm just kind of adding in little details here and there now. And yeah, we're going to look a bit more at changing little details here. Just looking for spots now. What does it need? A bit more detail on the tree branch. And obviously for something like this, you can maybe imagine what kind of background there might be. There might be other leaves. I'm putting some sort of markings on the tree. I don't really like them. A few bits here. You could have maybe bees flying around. And if you want to show how small she is, or to show her as being really small, you could draw the bee really big, you know. So just a bit of details coming in here. Obviously you can add in your own sort of, so you can add in, you know, a few more patches, for example. Maybe we could have leaves. Could be moss growing on the tree, on the branch. A few more details on the branch. But that's it. That is our little fairy. Hope you liked it. And that's that. I hope you liked it. I hope you were able to follow along. If you got lost, don't worry. It's a video. You can rewind and take it up from that point again. We would love to see your drawings, so send them in, please, because the library are going to use them as part of an online video gallery. There are previous lessons up online. Go check them out, and you can send in those drawings as well still. In the meantime, I'm going to be back next week for the last in the series, and I wish you well. I hope you're safe, and we'll chat to you then. Bye-bye.